lovely show, Child Safeguarding and Protection Show, powered by CSEFI, Child Safety Education and Protection Initiative. Of course, we are an NGO that is based on the full basket of a child's right, the survival protection, participation, and development. And we always look out for the well being of every child, every family, and everyone that protects and also serve a child. My name is Oak James, and I'm not doing this beautiful show alone. I'm doing it with Ayo Daramula. Ayo, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Holland Hope. Good morning, good morning. It's good to be in the house this weekend once again.
Right. Okay, so we have an amazing guest in the house, a beautiful one, and then trust me, it's someone you want to listen to, someone you want to also connect with. Trust me, when it comes to family, we always know who to bring to the show and also connect with. Her name is Oluwayomi Napobero. Yeah. Good morning, ma. Oh, I actually pronounced the name very well.
Yes, you did. You did. It was fantastic. Thank you very much, folks.
Oh, beautiful.
It's an honor to be here.
Okay, you may be wondering who is she? Who is she? Okay, she's a uniquely skilled professional whose career spans the fields of law, counseling, and human resource. She brings over a decade of expertise in emotional and mental wellness, conflict resolution, and helping strategic people management, also channeled through therapeutic family law. Good morning, ma. Thank you for coming to the show this morning.
Thank you very much.
All right. So looking at what the topic for today, we are actually dealing on building a family that thrives in a world that is quite disconnected, really, really disconnected because of the activities. Recently I told someone and I said 24 hours is no longer enough. I just wonder how we cope with this 24 hours thing. Should we keep counting the hours, and how do we even embody this or integrate this into LD family system? And we got laughing and good to see that you're here to help us debunk that because when it comes to thriving, it's beyond surviving, right? And it's beyond getting it done immediately. It's a process, and I want you to help us explain better what building a thriving family is, especially in the world that we have presently. Presently, the reality, this is a new normal. So, what does family thriving means for you?
Oh, thank you very much for that. So what does it mean to thrive, as a family? So, first and foremost, I would say, a lot of people think that, to thrive as a family means you must have all the money in the world.
Uh-huh.
But, you can have all the money in the world and yet still not be happy.
Huh.
So I think the first thing is, as a family unit, you need to decide what you need to determine what your values are as a family. What is it? What are the things that you want to hold dear? What are those things that would guide you in how you live as a family? Because I usually say a family who doesn't know what their values are, when anything is thrown at you, then what are you going to do? How are you going to stand? So for example, if you have a family whose one of their values is resilience, for example, and then they inculcate that value into their daily lives on a daily basis, at work, at play, when the kids are in school, they remember that one of my values is resilience. And so whatever circumstance comes your way, you know that I need to be resilient in this. So it's not just that, we say, our values are fun, our values are this, and then you just put it on a list, or you have a frame in your house with those values and nothing is done. No, there has to be an intentionality about the practical aspect of putting those values, into place. So for example, in my family, one of our values is love. And of course, you know how children can be. I have two kids. One is 12, the other is 9.
Yeah.
And sometimes they go at each other. And I had to learn at an early age. Just to allow them to be kids until it becomes, maybe it's becoming dangerous or it's becoming. Then I step in. But when we began to talk about values and we began to say to ourselves that one of our values is love.
Mm.
Now, what would love mean to you? Because you can then say, oh, to me, love means this. It might mean something else to you.
Yeah, a different one.
But for us, we had to come to an agreement,
Mm.
and that's another thing. Let's come together as a family to say, okay, this is what this value means.
Mm.
So this is what love means to me. Love means that we don't use abusive words against each other. Love means that we speak to each other with respect.
Mm.
Love means that we are kind, we are helpful, and these things need to be broken down, and these things need to be talked about, because whatever is going on in the world is going to continue to go on.
Of course, yeah.
We have no control over that.
Mm.
However, we have control over what's going on inside our own families.
Mm.
What can we do about that?
Mm.
The starting point is, let's come together as a family and say, this is how we want to live our lives, irrespective of what's going on the outside. Because to a large extent, again, you may not have any control over it. You don't have any control over what the economy is saying. You don't have any control over what the price of oil. I mean, you wake up today, the price of oil is 900. You wake up tomorrow, it has come down to 865. So it's good. We have no control.
You can
over
imagine
that.
the emotions it comes with.
Exactly. So we have no control over the
Yeah.
price of food in the market. However, I have a control over what am I going to do, irrespective of all of these things. And it starts with, what are the values that I want to have? Irrespective of whether things are tough outside, am I going to remain a kind person? Irrespective of, I have a difficult boss, am I going to remain respectful? So it's about choosing what our values are, as a family, and we decide that no matter what, and it's a journey.
Yeah.
It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. I keep saying to people, it's not going to happen overnight, because a lot of people are not taught to be this way. So we're talking about in your 40s, in your late 30s, you're now going to begin to make this switch. But for 20-something years of your life, you have just lived your life in response to what it is reactive, not active. So you're living your life in response to what is happening on the outside. What is going on the outside is determining what is going on the inside. Meanwhile, it's supposed to be the other way around.
Yeah, thank you for that. So in other words, we would say that the values being intentionally practiced in the family anchors all of these things anchors why the family should thrive, more like a backbone for the family to thrive. Okay, so that actually brings me to the next question, which says, like I said, I mentioned the whole disconnection happening. I'm coping with, especially when you are a career parent, a 5 to 9 kind of parent. Well, we know the 5 to 9 is not really 5 to 9. It is possibly 5 to the middle of the night. Not even, yeah, or 9 to 5. It's not the really 9 to 5. So how can parents balance? Should I say balance or integrate? I think I'll use integrate. Okay. How can parents integrate personal ambitions with building a family culture that supports everyone's growth? How do they come in between all of those things?
Well, fantastic. So one of the things that I realized growing up was, or when I started having my own family, was the fact that I have my ambitions. My husband has his ambitions, and then you have the children who are in school, and sometimes these things might not align.
Yeah.
But everybody, in their own right, has what it is that they want to do. Of course, if there are people who are listening to us and you're single, now one of the most important things is, before you decide on who you want to marry, you need to know where they are going.
Very important.
You need to know where you are going, and you need to know where they are going. Now, do your journeys align? I'm not saying you have to be doing the same thing, but do your journeys align? Because if one person is going to Sokoto and another person wants to go to Kafancha, your journeys, there's no alignment. So you are all going to be going in different directions at every point in time. Yeah. So there needs to be an alignment of your journeys.
I think it's actually a great tip for the singles in the house.
Absolutely.
That are more like, how are you grasping?
I was actually going to say that. Well, it's not too far fetched. We are still inside the house. Okay. Also listening to her.
So, So I mean, because there's people who are already married, and the foundation, they got some things wrong at the foundational stage, and. So how do we begin to fix that? Now, conversations need to be had. Now, one of the big things in any form of relationship,
Mm.
whether intimate, whether with children, whether at the workplace, is communication. Let's talk about it. So, okay, we might not have gotten it right from the beginning, but how can we begin to do it better now? Let's talk about what it is. What are our dreams? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to do? Okay, does one person need to maybe hold off for a while while the other person build? Because
the place of compromise.
Yes, that conversation needs to be had. And then you have your children who also have their desires as they grow. You have children who begin. I mean, I like I said, I have a 12-year-old who a few months ago she started crocheting, and she likes money. I'm really surprised because we don't have Igbo in our blood, but she likes to make money, and she's been she started to commercialize it.
Wow!
But she has so many giftings, so many things, and she comes and she says, "Oh, mommy, I want to do this. Mommy, I want to do that. Mommy, I want," and of course she's a 12-year-old, so you know that the many desires will be creativity. But one thing that I have decided to do is to allow her. I mean, this is the stage where she needs to find that which she loves to do. So sometimes as parents, we need to allow our children to let them thrive in the things that they really enjoy to do. Don't say, "Oh, you must be a doctor," or "You must be this," or "You must be that." Let the creativity of each child, of each person within the family, let it come out. But communication is actually very important.
I have a very unique question. Before then, let's open up the call line. If you're just joining us, this is Child Safeguarding and Protection Show powered by CSEP, Child Safety Education and Protection Initiative. Today we are discussing on an important topic: building a family that thrives. Is a family actually thriving? If not, I think this is the best lesson you should listen to. And if it is, there are many things to make it more better. Yes, so listen to the show and follow us on our social media platform, CSEP, Child Safety Education and Protection Initiative. The number to call is 091 3697 3485. 091 3697 3485. Ask your questions. We have our expert in the house, and she's here to help us dissect, rebuild, unlearn all of those things you need to know. Okay, so this is my question. Can a thriving family be predicted? Can it be predicted because of the way it's going right now, and because of the values? We introduce a value into a system, into the family as a system. Can it be predicted?
I think to a large extent, yes. And the reason I say that is because if you build systems for that particular family, you can say this is what the outcome would be.
Beautiful.
So if, for example, you decide that from the very beginning, me, the wife, I know who I am, I know what I want to do. The man, he understands who he is, he knows what he wants to do. We come together, we decide we want to create a family. And then we decide that these are our values, this is the culture of our family, this is how the constitution of our family is going to operate. Because a family is almost like a government.
Yeah.
Really. So you have all of these things in place. You can almost predict that for that family, this is what will be the end result. So yes, it is predictable because it is about putting systems in place. And anywhere where you put systems in place, you can predict what the outcome will be.
Thank you for helping. Yes, Amola, I know you want to say something because it seems you are in another school right now. But it's okay as a student, so let's go.
Yes, so absolutely. Thank you, Ma, for everything you said, though. But yesterday I was listening to a podcast, and it was this feminists and anti-feminists like going at themselves, and I discovered that one of them was saying, if we are married and then I bear a child, okay, so I have the last say if I keep the child or not. So, and the guy who was the anti-feminist was saying, why would you have the last say? That there was an agreement already. Sexual intercourse happened. And then in my own agreement and your agreement. And then you wake up one morning and say, you want to take off the child. How is that possible? So my question here is, when in a family, when people are trying to, they're communicating, right? But they are not agreeing. What happens?
Well, that's going to be a challenge, actually. But I would also say, actually, that you can't always agree. That's the honest truth. You will not always agree as husband and wife.
Okay.
Now the question will be, who steps down for who? So let me start by saying, I'm a Christian.
Okay.
And I live by how
Christian
God
principles.
asks me to live.
Yeah.
So, in my own marriage, for the success of my marriage, I submit to my husband. That's the instruction God has given to me. Submission is not slavery. Submission is not that I don't have a brain to think. Submission is not saying, oh, he knows best. Submission is not saying he knows best.
Absolutely.
But submission is saying, I see you as the head of my home. I see you as the head of this family.
You trust it.
And I trust that you're going to make the right decision. I can give my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, because I believe that he would want to hear my opinion. I can give my opinion. At the end of the day, the final decision is his. And he will be held accountable for that decision because he is the head of that family. So you would have disagreements. You would have things that you will not always see eye to eye. But the most important thing is to communicate it. The most important thing is to say, okay, you know what, this is what I think. This is my own point of view. This is why I think this thing might not work. This is why this is my own view. And he comes and he says, oh, but this is how I say it. And I say, okay, fine. At the end of the day, you're the head and I trust your judgment. And I trust. So you see, that's why I said at the beginning, you need to know who you're marrying.
Exactly.
So especially for the women, you are the ones making the choice.
Yeah.
The man is coming to you and he's telling you that, oh, this is who I am, this is how I am, this is and he's saying all those sweet things. You make the choice. You, the woman, you are the one who makes the choice.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the issue of making those kind of decisions, you made a choice to say, and you're not making a choice for today, you're making a choice for 5 years, 10 years, 50 years down the line. That when a situation comes up, do I trust this man to make the right decision for me and the whole family?
Strong.
So those are the things that we need to actually look at. If if he is not somebody you can listen to, he's not somebody you can trust, then you don't
or
go
that
ahead.
also listen to you.
Yes, of course, I
Yeah.
also listen to you. But why I'm saying that is because at the end of the day, if you want to honor God in your relationship as a woman, you decide that this man is the head of my home and I respect him. I trust that his decisions will be made right. Because you would also be going with somebody who honors God.
Exactly.
So you see, so those are the things. If these are the values that I hold, I want to be with somebody who also holds similar values to me. I don't just want to be with somebody who the guy is tall, dark, and handsome. That's all right, but is he also honorable? Can you trust his decisions? Can you trust his relationship with God? Can you, if those things are important to you, the things you say are important to you, are they important to him as well?
All right, so let's quickly talk about the children because they are very, very dear to us in their house. All right, so many children grow up carrying unspoken expectations. How do families build clarity without pressure so each member can flourish in their unique path? I actually love the part where you actually use your daughter as an example, but we wanted to go deep in the next few seconds on that.
Okay, so how do families sorry, can you repeat the question?
Okay, how do families build clarity without pressure so each member can flourish in their unique path?
Oh, okay. So clarity without pressure and each member flourishing in their unique path. And we are all different.
Yeah.
Even if we share similar values, even if we have called to come together as a family, we are all different. So like my daughter, for example, she's a creative. She's, if you know anything about personalities, she's, what you call a sanguine. Or, like in the FSEC section, we call it creative convertible. She is a creative to the core. And you know that creatives they have a tendency to be scattered people.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. So, I mean,
especially when you don't know that you misinterpret.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You misinterpret them. But it's interesting. I've always used to say that it's interesting that as creative as she is, she also writes.
Mm.
And you know, for you to write, you have to have a level of
A lot.
focus
Yeah.
and
Right.
calmness to be able
Yeah.
to write a
Yes.
book or write a song.
Yeah.
So, but you know, if I'm going to use that as as a template to answer this question, when she was younger, when I walk into my daughter's room, it was a challenge because I, on the other hand, am phlegmatic.
Oh.
Yes, I'm a dependable truck,
Yeah.
and we like things being organized.
Yeah.
We like things being put. So it was a battle
A challenge for you.
until I actually had to go through some training, and then I began to understand her
See
better.
things from my own point.
See her uniqueness. In
Yeah.
fact, my daughter will tell you, Mommy, there's organization in the disorganization. And I'm like, wow. As in, her table is all, there's so much. She says, Mommy, anything I'm looking for in this, what you think is a mess,
Yeah.
I can find it. And I'm like, how? But I had to come to understand.
Very unlike me, like my table. You do not touch it, no matter how scattered it is. Don't go there.
Exactly.
Don't touch
That's
it.
how, exactly. That's how. She's like, nobody needs to touch my. I know
I will arrange
where
it
everything
myself.
is. When I'm ready to arrange it, but I had to come to understand and
Yeah.
appreciate that uniqueness in her. And it's those are the things that actually bring about a thriving, because we can't all be the same. It will be boring.
Yeah, very boring.
If
Not
everybody,
fun.
if everybody was like me, that is straight jacketed, everything has to be put in there. We have to have system.
No fun.
There's no fun. So allow people to express their
Yeah.
uniqueness, and for children especially, we need to give them the room to air who they are and show themselves and actually show their uniqueness. And hear them out. Let them be our sounding board. When she started this crocheting business, she will come and say a lot of things, and she's all over the place, but at least she's saying what it is that is in her heart that she wants to do.
So quickly, let's do this because of time. And if you're out there listening to us, we could do more than this. We could extend this time to 1 hour. Partnership is very, very important, and I don't want you to sleep on us. I want you to also connect with us and find a way you can partner with the show on the number 080-2370-1175. 080-2370-1175. We look out to have an amazing time with our experts in the house. These are experts, like, we don't just go down the street and bring them. These are experts practicing, and we want them to take the time and discuss some vital topics that will be of benefit to you and your family, of course. So we want you to connect, partner, and support this movement. All right. So in the next 30 seconds, I want you to take us through how family can thrive in this busy world, more like a step guide.
In 30 seconds, a step guide.
Let's
Okay.
say.
For how families can thrive, number one is communicate. Communicate, and I'm assuming we are talking about a family that is already set. There's husband, there's wife, there are children. Talk to each other. Communicate. Communicate what your values are. Communicate what your beliefs are. If these are things that you've never done, because a lot of times we just get married and we just hit the ground running. Nobody takes the time to. So communicate. Know what your values are. Communicate those values and put those values in your daily practice. Find a way of imputing it into everything you do on a daily basis. And I think that's
Thank
the
you
starting
for
point.
that. How can our audience connect with you on our social media platform?
On social media, I'm on Instagram, Yomi Napobero. You'll find me on
Please
Facebook.
spell the name in case they listen to it.
Okay, so the Napobero is NAKPOBERUO. You can find me
Okay,
on
thank you so
Instagram.
much. Daramola, your last word.
Well, it was an amazing time on the show today, and I learned a whole lot. And I
Of
learned
course you
how
should
to
learn. This is
pronounce
another
the
school
name.
for you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ma. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you for joining us. This is Child Safeguarding and Protection Show, powered by Top Radio. Also, thank you so much, Top Radio Management, for this awesome and beautiful opportunity, and to our amazing president, Mr. Richard Amoa. Thank you for your heart towards humanity. And also, we'll continue the conversation on our social media platform. Follow us on CSEP, Child Safety Education and Protection Initiative. If you want to know the voice behind the mic, I am Hope James, and you can connect to me on my social media platform, Hope Christopher James, on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And always remember, child protection is something we carry with our head, like we preach it like a gospel, and you should continuously, intentionally keep protecting that child until we come your way next time, next Saturday, same time, 9 a.m. Do not forget, a family that thrives starts with communication, values, inculcate it, and practically live it. My head joined. Like I was able to grasp it. Thank you for joining us. Have a lovely Saturday.